now? There we are. Half a minute to go before we can start this awesome Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening leadership speak meeting. All quiet. Toastmasters, visitors, guests, let us start the meeting on time. I am Hannah Schmidt, your Sergeant at Arms for today, and I look forward to a great meeting. And with the team, leaders understand their timelines. We all do that, don't we? Or sometimes we just miss the time. A warm welcome to the meeting number 22. We have a captivating, fascinating, and exciting theme for today, as I read it out already. Leaders understand their timelines. And a very appropriate word of the day, prepare. I now read the clap mission. Toastmasters provides a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. For Leadership Speak. Leadership Speak is a club for experienced Toastmasters to become better and self-directed leaders with the 4 core values: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. I now have the honor introducing our Toastmaster of the day, our new president, Toastmaster of the day. Let me just quickly welcome Tabassum before we go on, please. Tabassum, heartily welcome to Leadership Speak Toastmasters. We're looking forward to your speech. Very exciting. Thank you very much. Brahm has been a master coach for 29 years with a background as chartered accountant and leadership coach for large organizations. And he is a Toastmaster for 26 years. In 2020, don't pull faces. In 2021, as president of My Speak Toastmasters, he has led the club from 2 active members to 53 active members by the end of the year. And during his presidency, the club was recognized the Club of the Year 2021 in District 86. He was awarded Club Coach of the Year 2020. Brahm was a Club Growth Director for District 86 in 21-22. And he has attained his 2 DTMs already. And now he's currently working on his 3rd one, Global Leadership Impact Summit, where we all can meet 1,000, yes, 1,000 and maybe more Toastmasters on the virtual summit. Please help me welcome DTM Toastmaster of the Day, Brahm Memone.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Sergeant at Arms, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. Welcome to New Year. Happy New Year. Happy Toastmasters New Year to every one of you. I'd like to sort of welcome our new executive team who is here. Some of them are here. And let me just make sure they are here. Marianna Burke will be the VP of Education. She is the VP of Education now. Dinesh Sharma is the Vice President of Membership. Ray Rivero is our Public Relations. And then our Treasurer is Mary Lou, who's the General Evaluator. She's right here. Francois is our Club Secretary. Hannah is our Sergeant at Arms. Did I miss anyone? Because I'm doing this right on the spot. Did I miss anyone? No, I got everyone right. Perfect. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to serve you. You voted us in. We will serve you with all our heart and soul and make sure that this club thrives. Last year, thanks to our immediate past president, who was not able to attend today because he's out in the cottage having a nice time and a barbecue, but and he should. We attained 10 out of 10 distinguished points. We became presidents distinguished in 4 months. We were chartered February the 17th. By June, actually around 17th, we actually had the 10 points right within the 4-month time period. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that really sets the pace for the new year. Leaders know their timelines. Leaders know where they are starting and where they're going to be finishing, because leaders are self-directed. In Leadership Speak, especially, we are self-directed leaders. We emphasize on being self-directed. And so what do I mean by being self-directed? Let's have a look at the presentation that I have, a small presentation, which is going to go right behind me. If technology works, it does work. Does it? Oh, there we go. It is the ability to set direction and to sort of go in the direction that we've set for ourselves. And I would like this club to, if we did that in 4 months, to attend 10 DCP points. I have no doubt that this club could do the same by November. And why do I say November? Is because it's at November time that we have the second training happening. The first training is happening right now. The second training for the club officers will happen in November, where if all the 7 officers go, or at least 4, but we expect all the 7 officers to go for training, we will get our 10th point then, and that's when we make the 10 points. Every club that I've belonged to before has done it by November, and I'm sure at Leadership Speak, it will be very easy. So the ability to set direction is very, very important in being self-directed. Now, here's what I mean. It means that we have to be goal-oriented. We need to be able to plan, prepare, practice our speeches and our leadership skills, and then come here and present, get an evaluation, and go back to planning, preparing, practice. So it's a circle. That's what we do here. And how we do this effectively is that basically, as self-directed leaders, we use our calendars effectively. You know, every one of us has a smartphone. And if you put your roles and your times that you're coming to the club on your calendar and follow it through, you'll be able to become goal-oriented. Every Saturday, 9:30 to 11:30 is on my calendar that I will be at Leadership Speak. It's there. So nothing else comes in the way. No other club, no other district, nothing can make me waver from being here at 9:30 to 11:30 unless there's something urgent or I am really needed somewhere else, which is very, very rare. You will see that I'll always be here ready to serve you. And I hope that you too, everybody's consistent and comes to the meetings consistently, because consistency is the key to gaining your skills that you're here for. The other thing, ladies and gentlemen, is know your individual start line. Where am I starting this year? What are my skills in leadership? What are my skills in my speaking? And know where you want to finish at the end of the year. Do you know where you'll finish at the end of the year? Well, start planning now. Get a mentor. There's many members here who are very accomplished and they can mentor you. And once you know your finishing line, and as you approach the finishing line, start on the new start line. And when you start a new start line, you'll have a new finishing line. And so, you know, you'll start, finish. And just before you approach the finishing line, you have a new start line. So that you know that as you approach the finishing line, you're starting somewhere else for another finish, right? And this is really what we call the path of mastery. To master the art of speaking, to master the art of leadership. This is being self-directed from the very initial start line to the very end of the year. And these are intermittent steps along the way. Each could be monthly, it could be every 6 months, it could be quarterly. And so from July the 1st to June 30th, where will you be? Do you know? If you know that, you are well ahead of the game. And that is what leadership speak is all about, is to be self-directed, to understand where you are beginning and where you will end. With that, ladies and gentlemen, this is knowing your timelines. This is knowing how to interact as a team. This is coming together, and it is about putting yourself on the agenda and being creative with your time and with everything that you do. Leaders know how to work with the timelines. This is who leaders are. And this is who we are in Leadership Speak. That is why we created a club called Leadership Speak, because it's an advanced club. It is a club where we understand how everything flows in terms of time, in terms of our skills and where we want to be. To be in an advanced club, it's not like being in a community club. Really, the bar is set much higher to be an advanced club. You have to have done your level 3 at least to be in that advanced club, or in the legacy program, you must have done the DTM to be in this advanced club. So there's certain expectations of what your skills level are, how you are going to be a team player, and how you're going to interact with other people in the club during the year, so that you can attain your goal, so that the club attains its goal. Without you attaining your goal, the club is nothing. You are the club. You are the team. So in Leadership Speak, in an advanced club, it's not about what's in it for me, but it's about what's in it for all of us together. That's where a strong community is created. That's where we come together. That's where we bring our skills together, help each other, and get to the next level. And this is my expectation for this year. This is the tone I'm setting for this year, and we will achieve amazing things. Global Leadership Impact Summit is one of those huge open events. I call it an open event because we are inviting everyone from everywhere around the globe. And out of this, Leadership Speak will have some members join. And out of this, Leadership Speak will create another club called Global Leadership Impact Toastmasters Club, because we will have enough members in Leadership Speak, and we will be creating another club just to oversee this project through the year. So prepare, tighten your seatbelts. We are going to take off. It's going to be a strong club. It's going to be an amazing club. We have 2 excellent evaluators and champions in their own districts here today as well, to add to the value we are providing for the members and to the speakers themselves as well, so that they can practice their art of speaking and evaluation. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I will ask that we go on to the next part of the meeting. The agenda, I hope, is being posted in the chat for you guys to have a look at. I'll bring it up on my screen here so I can see what's our next thing on the agenda. Yes, it is indeed a toast by our Vice President of Membership, Dinesh Sharma. Dinesh, your toast, please.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. I'm sure you all know this, that if you do not know where you are going, you will reach nowhere. And so as leaders, we know that where we are heading towards, and Brahm already said this in his presentations, this club is a true testimony of being a community of the self-directed leaders. This club was chartered on February 17th, and then when the club was chartered on February 17th, Brahm and the other executive members said, we need this club to be president distinguished by the end of this year, which means we only had 4 months time, and this club did it. We all did it together. We all pulled our resources and we all did it together. So let's have a toast together for this club executives, for this club members, for being this self-directed and knowing where we are, not only knowing where we are, but also towards where we are heading towards it too. So the toast for this club saying that leaders know their timelines, not only the start timelines, but the end timelines also.
To timelines.
The timelines. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Very appropriate. We didn't coordinate yet. We had the similar message. So thank you so much, Dinesh, for that message. Absolutely. Now, every Toastmasters meeting, well, most Toastmasters meeting have a grammarian, and in an advanced club, sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't. In our advanced club, we have a grammarian, Ray Rivero, our Vice President of Public Relations.
Good morning, Leadership Speak members and guests. Sorry for a little bit of a delay, but today I want to make sure that I do not hear the following words. You are on mute. But enough of that. I want to share the screen with our word of the day. Took me a while to think about what would be an appropriate word to start with such an important meeting. Here it is. Prepare. To put into a proper condition of readiness, such as preparing each member to do a self-assessment for this Toastmasters year. I will be recording how many times this word has been used during the meeting and by whom. And we have a lot of guests, which is a great way to start preparing for this Toastmasters year. And whenever we use the word today, we do just a brief little clap, or you might have an emoji with a little clap. It's up to you. And I will also try to see how well that we use the English language, hopefully without any filler words, or I will try to record appropriate or very good sayings during the meeting. So I'm going to try my best to do that as the grammarian. And with that, I will turn the meeting over to our timer, Juvenes. Please take it away, Juvenes.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ray, for that. And before we go on to our timer, Yuvalis Yorg, I want to prepare you guys for something that's going to happen this meeting. And what's going to happen this meeting is simply this. There's going to be a special presentation that is not on the agenda. I will bring it on towards the end of the meeting. We might go a little bit over time, but if I think that we're going to go a little bit more than a minute over time, I will have that presentation after I adjourn the meeting, because some people may want to leave at 11:30. We'll play it by the ear. This is going to be flexible at the end of the meeting, so be prepared for that. Ray, am I good there? Okay, perfect. With that, now I would like to introduce to you Yuvalis Yorg, our member from Costa Rica, I believe, or Puerto Rico. Yuvalis.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, right.
Yes. An important ability of every speaker is to be prepared to deliver a speech within the time assigned. Today, I will be assisting our members to accomplish that goal. All of the speakers, all of the evaluators, and the overall time of the meeting, I will be assisting you with that. What I am going to be doing, I am going to show you this green screen, this green background when you reach the minimum time assigned for your participation. I will show you the yellow screen when you are reaching the maximum time allowed for you. This means that you will be needing to wrap up your message. And when I show you this red background, that means that it's time for you to complete your message. At the end of this meeting, I will be providing a report of who complied with this mission. Back to you, Mr. Toastmasters.
Thank you very much. Now, before I go on and introduce to you our VP of Education for her presentation, I would like to go over the agenda and see if all the roles are filled. We were waiting for people to come in, and it looks like a couple of roles may not have been filled or maybe missing, so let's fill that in now. We have And I will turn to our VP of Education here to make sure that our roles are all filled. So Marianna Burke, is our evaluator for Peggy there, or do we need to fill it in?
Every evaluator is present.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware, we only missing our table topic master because I couldn't connect to her. Our originally scheduled one
Sure.
and do it. So we might have to find a table topic master for the second
Okay.
one.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Furry, for putting that question in the chat there, and we've answered that for you. And so we are missing somebody who said she would be here, but is unable to join us today. So we will turn over that to somebody else in the audience here, and let me see who can do our table topics on the spur. And I know the person who can do that despite being an evaluator could be a senior member here, who is Tony. Tony, would you be able to do the table topics as well? You're muted, Tony. We can't hear you. Can you unmute yourself, Tony?
Son of a gun, I just got Ray Rivero mad at me. Oh, what theme should we use for table topics?
Well, timelines, goals, preparation.
Can I volunteer?
Oh,
Sure.
oh,
Nikita?
sure.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, awesome. Very good. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now we have our agenda complete, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to take off and fly. I will introduce to you an amazing person who's been doing a lot of work behind the scenes. She started a month, 2 months before even this year began in doing that hard work and making sure that meetings were prepared, speakers were assigned, and she was doing her duty even before July the 1st. And that is our Vice President of Education, Marianna Burke. She's been a blessing to me and being my sidekick throughout the past couple of months. And now this year, I'm sure that she will create amazing things. And she's got a message for you. She's going to sort of tell you what her expectations are in terms of our club and where it's going to go. And she's going to offer you something incredible that an advanced club ought to have. And she's going to propose something that you would love to join in. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Marianna Burke with her presentation. It's called Leadership Speak Presentation, which is really an educational session. It's going to be for 10 to 12 minutes, I believe, or how much is it? Let me just check my time here. It is 10 to 12 minutes, Madam Timer. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Marianna Burke.
Thank you very much, Brahm. And as they say, Toastmasters wear many hats. So I decided that I will do that. Maybe I love hats. And maybe that's why I joined Toastmasters, because I love to wear hats, many of them. Now that said, Happy New Year, everyone. Yes, we are leaders, and leaders are celebrating just like anyone else. And we are celebrating the new Toastmaster year. But before we celebrate the new year, we have to go back for our last year, which was only 5 months, and we achieved President Distinguished level with many awards, couple of triple crowns. So congratulations to us. Some of you might remember that I was here in February in our very first meeting. And I came back the second week. Yes, but I didn't sign up, even though obviously I liked what I experienced here. Why I didn't sign up? The benefit of being a member in this club. I knew how much I could learn here. But I didn't know, what can I give you guys? So when finally Brahm asked me, Marianna, why are you not a member? I voiced my dilemma. And you were here, and you all said, yes, we need you here. You voted me in. So here I am. I signed up that very day, and I became a charter member with an attitude that, well, I will figure it out. And I did figure it out. What can I give to this club? I can give you my time. I can help to organize our Saturday meetings. So we can have an enjoyable, smoothly flowing meeting week after week, with a bit of glitch here and there, like we're experiencing this morning. Even myself, I prepared a slideshow, but my morning preparation got interrupted, and I decided, all right, maybe I should not share my slideshow, because the slideshow is ready, but the background system is not there yet for me. I have a lot to learn. I am trying to be better. But that said, we are all trying to improve here. And I tell you, as your VP of Education and meeting manager, my favorite day of the week is Monday. Monday is when I send out my first set of messages to many of you. I try to find out who's coming Saturday, who's willing to do, who wants to do what. And while that is happening, we have a chance to connect with each other. We get to know each other. And that is how we're shaping this club, which is already an extraordinary club with wonderful individuals. And based on what we achieved, and before, I have to change my hat because I'm going to the next section, and I have a red hat because we are wearing many hats. And as we're going forward, and what we did in our past 5 months, imagine what we can do in the next 12 months. But right now, we are working on a special project. It's called a Global Leadership Impact Summit, in short, GLIS. It is Brahm's brainchild. We all are part of it as leadership speak. This event will have 1,000 participants under one big Zoom umbrella. This summit will bring our club recognition from all around the globe. I am sure by now you all know the date, July 23rd, 9:30 a.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time, because we all share this information to all of our friends and acquaintances, anybody we know. Right now, we have about 60 ambassadors who are spreading the news by giving speeches, distributing our beautiful and catchy promotional materials. And we have almost 500 people already registered. Now, that is a great number, but we want more. We will have 1,000 attendees. And for that, we have to reach 1,600 of registration. I myself, I delegate 1 hour of the day, every day, just to connect with people, sending out personalized messages. And my experience, if I send out 20, 25 invites, there will be maybe 1, 2, or maybe 3 registration. I wonder how that is working for you. Is that the same for you? Please message me, tell me your experience, how it's working, inviting people who are the most likely to come back and register. We have 3 weeks to go, exactly 3 weeks, which means countdown is day 21. So let's go. We can do this. And let me change my hat again, because as Brahm mentioned, I do have a different kind of invitation today. I hope you like my hat. So now I want to invite all of you for a Monday evening meeting. Please remember, unfortunately, my slide is not working, so you have to write it down. Monday evening, 9 o'clock, Eastern Standard Time. A pro-level lead and speak group is open. This group is within Leadership Speak, so our own members, for those who want to take their speaking and presentation style to the next level, to grow credibility and critical thinking, to become an influential leader. Who should be there? Anyone who wants to improve. Well, I will be there for sure because I have a lots of place to grow. And how will that work? We will listen to each other's speeches, then evaluate it, polish it, make it better. So when we go to our club, we can do a better presentation. This group will be a place for exponential growth and development opportunity to reach world-class quality speaking. We are just the beginning of this new year, new Toastmasters year, as we are building and molding our extraordinary club together to turn it to a worldwide recognizable icon between Toastmaster clubs. And if we work together, there is no limit. Think about your own experience. When the first time you signed up for Toastmaster, about your first club, what did you like about it? And most importantly, what you didn't like. We are all here for a reason, and that reason can be different for each of us. But I am convinced that no one joined an advanced club just to stay stagnant. We are all here to wanting to improve. I'm sorry. We can do that improvement by leaning on each other, helping each other, and learning from each other as we are developing our own individual speaking and leadership style. That is what makes us self-directed. We are responsible for our own success, but we are never alone. We are self-directed in a group setting. This is the best way to learn, to improve. That is what Leadership Speak is all about. This is what will make Leadership Speak a globally recognized premier club. Now, I run out of hats. I don't have any more, and I think I will finish my presentation. But I will close this with a quote from our mentor, Brahm Memone. Leadership isn't a spectator sport. Leadership is about engagement, being right in the middle of action, walking the talk, talking the walk. It's rolling up your sleeves and getting your hands into it. Leadership isn't about watching. Leadership is experiential, falling forward, getting up, being resilient, and moving forward toward a vision. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marianna. Madam Sergeant at Arms, if you can spotlight me, thank you very much. Do you like my hat? I'm wearing a new hat today. And just let me be spotlighted. So there we go. So ladies and gentlemen, what Marianna was said is that we are rolling out what's called Pro Level Lead and Speak. And it is a mentoring program for the next level of leading and speaking in our club. I mean, there's already, of course, and it's an advanced club, so there's an expectation that you will be leading at and speaking at the next level, of course, and enhancing your skills. However, this particular mentor program is for those who really want to serve, who really want to know their starting line, who want to know their finishing line, and they want to really do an exponential growth, be engaged in exponential growth for their speaking and leading. And that is going to start on Monday at 9 p.m. Why 9 p.m.? Because it's 9 p.m. here, it's morning time in other parts of the world. There, of course, it's going to be about mid of the night in South Africa. So we will change this time eventually anyways to a Sunday or something. This is just a kickoff for now, but we will change it so that everyone is accommodated and everyone can attend if they really want to attend. Hopefully all the members will join this mentoring program. Thank you very much. And now we will move on to our speakers. Our prepared speeches. We have got 2 prepared speeches, and then we will have the surprise guest. Well, not surprise guest, but the guest speaker after that. Our first speaker is Peggy Onlock, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the evaluator is Ram Lakhanpal. Yes? Am I right, Marianna?
I was supposed
Marianna,
to evaluate
hello?
somebody. Yeah, can you hear me, Brahm? No?
So, Madam Sergeant at Arms, if you can please highlight speakers as they come on. Madam Sergeant at Arms. If you can highlight Ram Lakhanpal, thank you. All right, Ram, so if you are the evaluator, right? Marianna, is that correct? Speak to me, somebody.
I was just about to ask Ram if he can do it because who I scheduled then again didn't show up. But I know Ram is an experienced evaluator and Toastmaster, so I'm sorry to put you on the spot. But
So are you on the spot, Ram, or could you do it?
I can do it. I'm
Wonderful.
yeah, I can do it. I don't have any material, but I'm sure you have it, so
Sure.
you can proceed it on that basis.
I've put the form in the chat.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I'll look through it to see where it is. Maybe we can proceed on. I don't see it yet.
It's called Furry Feline Friend Evaluator. Reevaluation.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You said it
you
is
have to
on chat. I
just
don't
scroll up a bit. Start at the bottom, scroll up a bit, and you'll find it.
Okay, leadership speaks and
About in the middle.
okay.
Where it says 9:50 a.m. That's the time.
Oh, all the way back there. Okay, no wonder. 9:50 a.m. Way back 9:50.
You'll
Wow,
see Peggy
she is
Onlock
prepared.
and
Prepared she is. And where is it? Whoa.
so while you find that anyways,
Okay.
Ram, that is
Yes.
fine. What the speech is about is engaging humor. Level 2, speech number 1 is know your sense of humor. And so Peggy is going to deliver a speech that includes at least one anecdote and a story intended to entertain or bring humor into the presentation. Back to you, Madam. Well, back to myself as a Toastmaster. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Peggy Onlock. Furry Feline Adventures. Furry Feline Adventures, Peggy Onlock.
I'm sharing the screen with my friends today. How many of you here are cat people? And how many of you have experienced extreme stress and gone out and got yourself a pet to deal with that? Well, that's what I did. Ever since I was a little girl, we often had a cat, sometimes a dog, but for the most part, we had cats in the house. And they were just so relaxing. You always had a friend there with unconditional love. And you always had somebody to share your time with, especially when you were feeling a little bit down. Not to mention, you had a friend to play with at any time of the day or night, especially the night, because cats are nocturnal. So let the adventures begin. I'd like to introduce you here to Kessel and Billy. Now that cute little black and white cat you see sprawled out on the desk is my cat, Billy. Billy loves to help me work, loves to help me type. Yes, he has even sent out a message before on email. I'm not too sure that the person at the other end of it could understand what was going on, but yes, he's a good typist and he really does help me relax. You'll also meet Kessel there. Kessel is actually one of those rare breeds who loves to have a cup of coffee in the morning. So I've actually caught him sharing my cup of coffee with me. And it's a little bit strange, I will say, because I really don't think coffee is something a cat should be drinking. But as you can see, they're both sitting on my desk, helping out with the hard work that I'm going to be working on that particular day. So I actually did get cats because they do help with my stress level. And I am one of those people who suffer from anxiety and post-traumatic stress. So having a pet in the house is something that really helps. And I, being a former project manager in an operation and technology area in a big financial institution, there was quite a bit of stress involved in that job. And when I left that, I went on to policing, which I'm sure most of you can probably understand. There's a lot of stress in that job as well. So getting somebody at home to help me relieve some of that stress was very important. Enough of that. We're going to go back to Billy and Kessel because they are the stars of this particular speech. Now, Billy is a cat that I got at the SPCA. We really clicked immediately. The second we saw each other, Billy walked up to me and we knew we were meant to be together. Billy, at the time, I didn't know. He thought he could fly. This is Billy at my previous apartment. He thought it would be great if he could hide and just sleep on top of the cupboards. And how he got up there, I wasn't too sure at the time, but he did. Now, the strangest thing I ever saw about a cat is when I was sitting, yes, at my desk, and there goes Billy jumping up on my desk. The next thing I knew, there was a leap right across, and who should land on top of the door but Billy. He decided at the time he was also going to be a trapeze artist and walk the fine line along the top of the door. That's something that I related to because I often felt in project management I was walking a fine line because of some of the challenges that we were facing in that particular project. But I had never seen a cat on top of a door before, and it really shocked me, and I was petrified that he was going to fall down and break a leg. So much for those relaxing times. to go on with that, Billy kept up with his pilot aspirations. Then one thing that really threw me, how many of you have ever seen the Alfred Hitchcock movie Psycho? When you see Norman Bates on the other side of the shower curtain holding that dagger ready to plunge. I've never been a fan of horror movies, but I do remember seeing that one when I was younger. Well, this one morning when I was getting ready for work, I was in the shower, probably 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm not a morning person, even though I do get up early. So I wasn't quite awake yet. And what should I hear except something on the other side of the shower curtain? It really startled me, and I couldn't, for the life of me, figure out what it was. Not a minute later, all of a sudden, I heard a lot of commotion on the other side of the shower curtain, and it scared the living daylights out of me. I must have let out a scream, and I looked up, and what did I see? I saw something grabbing onto the top of the shower curtain, the eyes peering over at me in the shower. And I didn't recognize at first that it was a cat because it had startled me so much. But once I was able to calm myself down a little bit, I looked up again, and who did I see? You're right, Billy. Well, Billy and I have both gained a little bit of weight in the last probably couple of years, definitely a couple of months. And we now no longer, well, he no longer jumps up to those heights. I really never did that to start with, but I am still working on some challenging projects, and Billy and Kessel are still there to help me out and get through some of those moments when I need somebody to help me relax. So Billy, every now and then, he still longingly sits there on the bathroom floor looking up at the top of the door saying, oh man, I wish I could jump up there. But he doesn't now, thankfully for me, because it's a little bit easier on my heart. They loved going out on the balcony. They love watching the birds. They love watching the people. And they're really glad, I think, that I moved back to Toronto. I think this is probably the first time either one of them have lived in Toronto. And they feel free at last because now they can actually go outside and play around on the balcony. Now, this top little photo of Kessel, I've always liked unicorns since I was a little girl. Kessel humored me one day. He doesn't do it often, but he wore a little unicorn horn for me just so I could say I had a unicat for probably about 30 seconds. But going back to the stress relief of having a pet, it does help with loneliness. It also helps with relaxation. It really does alleviate stress most of the times, except those mornings in the shower when you may have a visitor. But they're wonderful to have around, and I don't know what I would do without them. Kessel here, sound asleep, looking like the uneventful little angel that he can sometimes be. Looks can be misleading at times, but they really are a pleasure to have around. And I would recommend having a pet for anybody, and especially if you do need something to help out with the stress level every now and then. Go get yourself a cat. Good night all, and good morning all, and good afternoon all, wherever you may be. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics, or Mr. Postmaster.
Thank you. My favorite thing, as some of you know, is to watch cat videos. I don't have a cat at the moment. I can't keep a cat where I am currently. But as soon as I get to another place, very soon actually, later this year, perhaps early next year, the first thing I'll do is get a cat. I love watching cat videos. I don't have a TV. I don't watch anything, news, whatever, fill my mind with that. Instead, I relax myself with cat videos. Hence, when I see Furry or Peggy, and they have cats, I always ask them, hey, what's happening with your cat? Where is your cat? Our next speaker is Vinod Panicker, and he lives in Dubai, all the way from Dubai. And his evaluator is going to be, if I am not mistaken, Furry Gotoako, semi-finalist at the World Championships. Furry.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Vinod Panicker is going to be doing Connect with Storytelling. The purpose statement is that for this project, the members to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. Vinod would like to continue his work in Toastmasters to prepare him for a career, furthering his career as a trainer. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Furry. Ladies and gentlemen, Vinod Panicker, the boy with the flute, the boy with the flute, Vinod Panicker.
When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. We all know this, but this is an incomplete statement. When the going gets tough, not only the tough gets going, the tough keeps going. Imagine or remember what Brahm had shown you in the beginning, a start line and a finish line. It's not only enough to start, but it is also important that you finish. And let me ask all of you this question. If there is one thing that is required to achieve your goals in life, what would that one thing be? Put it in the chat. Let me see the chats. We have 25 plus members, at least 10 answers, then I can move forward. What is that one thing that you feel is the most important that is required to achieve your goals? I'm not asking about your goals. I'm asking that what is that one thing that is coming in between you and your dream, you and your goal? Time, discipline. Let it come, let it come. Start thinking. Consistency. There are a lot of things. And I did a research on this. What is that one thing that stops us from achieving the dream? And I don't want to make it simple. There are a lot of elements, but that one thing that stops us or that we need to achieve our dream is called as grit. And this research was done by Angela Duckworth. And grit basically is just passion and perseverance for a long-term goal. Now, when I came across this research, I was completely elated and I started dumping this data of research to all my friends. I was TMOD. I was telling my friends that you should be gritty, you should have this, you should do this. But that message never went across. That is why, or that is when I actually realized and got back and understood what I used to do earlier. How do human beings learn? We all are storytelling animals. And then I decided, let me find a story that I can share where people will understand these things. And I started compiling. And I heard this one story which really resonated with my heart. And from that time, whenever I want to speak on grit, I use this. Let me invite you to the story, to the village, actually. Once upon a time, there was a village. The villagers in the village were very happy. Every year, it used to rain. They used to have amazing crops. They used to go and sell it to the nearby villages, and they were filthy rich. The villagers were happy. They were content. But one year, it didn't rain in that village. The villagers went to the priest and said, "What can we do?" The priest said, let us come together every evening for 1 hour and start praying. It went on. 1 week, 2 weeks, everybody was there praying 1 hour a day, but nothing happened. One of the villagers, while he was asleep, he got a dream. His dead grandfather came in his dream and said, "Son, if you want the rain to come, tell the priest to take a flute and go to the top of the mountain and start playing it." The boy got up in the morning and he could recall what his grandfather said. He gathered some villagers and said, "This is the dream that I had. Let's go to the priest and tell this." The villagers go gather and tell this to the priest, and the priest laughs. "Ha ha ha. Do you believe this to be true? Can this happen? Forget about this. Let's keep praying." But the villagers insisted. They said, "No, let's do this. Please, for us, do this." The priest unwillingly went to the top of the mountain with the flute. He started playing the flute. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, nothing happened. Frustrated, the priest came back. And while he was coming back, he took that flute, he threw it on the ground and said, "I told all of you, nothing is going to happen." The villagers were quiet. But the flute went and fell near a small boy, a small shepherd boy. The boy took the flute and said, "Can I go to the top of the mountain and play this?" The villagers looked at him, and the priest with anger said, "Yes, do whatever you want." The boy with his sheep went to the top of the mountain, and with a lot of enjoyment and having fun, he started playing the flute. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. After 10 days, it rained. The villagers were elated. And when the boy came, they took him on the shoulder and ran across the village. And the boy was a hero over that. If I ask you, what was the difference between the priest and the boy who played the flute? What would you say? The priest played the flute so that the rain can come. The boy played the flute till the rain came. And that is, my friends, the only difference in our life between the start point and the finish point. If we decide that we need to do something, make sure you remember the boy with the flute and go ahead and do it till the rain comes. Thank you very much, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. Wow. We should all be the boy with the flute. Do it because it calls to your being to do it. Don't do it because it's numbers or something that's contrived and something that you are trying to sort of control, but do it because it comes from with love and genuinely with an objective of service and providing contribution. Wow, amazing speech. Madam Timer, what were the timings of our speakers there?
Miss Marianna Burke had 11 minutes and 31 seconds. Peggy, you
Looks like our timer is frozen in Puerto Rico. And so while we are gathering the internet connection from Puerto Rico, we will ask the Sergeant at Arms to launch the poll for the best speaker, best effort speaker. Madam Sergeant at Arms, please launch the poll. Wait for a minute while you do that.
Will Marianna please do that for me because I can't find it yet with me. Okay, there. Give it 1 minute, please.
All right. So while we are sorting that out, thank you very much. We will move on to our next speaker, and we'll launch the poll after the after our guest speaker is here, as spoken. Of course, we don't put our guests on polls because they're our guests, and we honor our guests. Our guest is Tabassum Ali, and she is from. Just let me get my notes here. She is the district winner in her district. She is a triple graduate in commerce, law, and education, has worked as a manager in Reliance Group of companies and a former teacher. She is a certified trainer, past area director, and area being president's distinguished. She has conducted many global events, and I met her at Smedley's Chapter 1 Advanced Club a few weeks back, and that's why we asked her to come here. She has conducted youth leadership programs. She's been a judge in many different contests and has been, of course, placed first in international speech contests and evaluation humorous speech contests. Her motto in life is live life coincides. Her evaluator is going to be Santosh Akela. We have no objectives as such, except that we do actually. She's going to speak from presentation mastery, but because she's doing her probably a winning speech, there's no set objectives. But the presentation mastery is connect with your audience, which is presenting a speech with a topic that is unfamiliar to the club members, which of course it will be because we have never heard Tabassum Ali speak in our club. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Tabassum Ali, my lucky charm, Tabassum Ali.
Let me ask you a question. If the answer to my question is option 1, give me a reaction of applause. And if the answer to my question is option 2, give me a reaction button of thumbs up. Are you ready, Toastmaster of the Day and fellow Toastmasters? Who has bigger wardrobes and wear more colorful clothes? Is it men or women? Let me see some reactions coming in here. 1 thumbs up from Vinod. Come on, quick. Quite a few thumbs up. Yes. In spite of being a woman and having not 1, 2, 3, 4 wardrobes full of colorful clothes, all the Toastmasters here who know me for the past 5 years also know that I wear the same black and white t-shirt for all my contests. Now my intelligent audience would have guessed by now that it's either my favorite or my lucky t-shirt. A few days before my district contest, I got a call from my mentor. Yo, Tabu, how's your contest preparation? Ma'am, I'm really working hard towards it. This time, don't wear that black and white t-shirt. Actually, yes, I will. To solve this mystery, let's go back to my history. When I was at school, I was the most intelligent, cleverest, smart, studying throughout the year kind of student. I wish that were true. I was the exact opposite. 1 week before the exam, I would open the book. 1 day before the exam, half the portion, not important. We can leave it for options. Quarter portion done, quarter still to go. I would start getting panic attack, sweat on my brow. Please God, only this time. Let me pass my exams. I promise I'll study from next exam. Let the principal and teachers get loose motions and the exam gets cancelled. We all know nothing of that sort happens. Now by chance, if my exam was easy, from subsequent paper, the same pen, the same writing board, and the same handkerchief with which I wiped my brow becomes my favorite objects. When I reached the university, I started studying hard. But this cute little childhood habit now changed into a favorite t-shirt. If you find this ridiculous, let me tell you, I had a friend who looked like my evaluator Santosh Akela, who wore for all his exams his favorite Spider-Man underwear. Now, if you find that ridiculous, do you know how many cricketers have their favorite bat? Or how many soccer players have their favorite jersey number? The jersey number of Diego Maradona or Lionel Messi is jersey number 10. Or we have a Cristiano Ronaldo, jersey number 7. Why is that so? Because after all the hard work, when the results are unpredictable, people rely on the small little lucky charms. So when my mentor asked me this question, I told her, it's not that when I wear this t-shirt, I win all the time. Sometimes I win, like the district championship this year, and sometimes I don't make it, like the region quarterfinals. Congratulations, Farsi, for making it to the region quarterfinals. But since many times I have worn this t-shirt and won, it gives me the feeling of a winner. So when I come on the stage, I feel like a winner. I perform like a winner. And I be the winner. Because you see, the results are secondary. What's mandatory is I come on the stage and give the speech, which is the best preparation, best version of all my practices. I deliver a speech without fumbling, confidently, without forgetting any lines. That matters. As quoted by Machona, to be a champion, compete. To be a great champion, compete with the best. To be the greatest champion, compete with yourself. Be your best. That matters. Now just imagine if this t-shirt or the lucky bat or the jersey number is replaced by a person. It can be anyone. A father building confidence to the child. Yes, you can do it. An employer to an employee. I have got your back covered. Or it can be a mentor to a mentee. You will be giving your best speech. Don't you think this world will be covered by less broken soul and more confident individual? On 26th May 2022, just one day before my district contest, I had taken a couple of feedback. Farsi, Santosh, they all must be aware of it. To make a speech competitive, how we come across all the GTMs and the heads over here, take a couple of feedback. But that made me nervous just a day before. I started forgetting my lines. I called up my mentor. Yo, Tabu, relax. You will nail it and you will slay it. Yes. I called up my father. Think you are giving the last speech of your life. My husband. Toastmasters again. Okay, I will cook the lunch and look after the children. Husband cooking sounded like music to my ears. Well, some actions speak louder than words. Like many Toastmasters here during my district contest, who were rooting for me, keeping their fingers crossed, wanting me to succeed. So, dear evaluator Santosh Akela, I don't just wear this black and white t-shirt, but I'm surrounded by people who are my Toastmasters. Do you have such lucky charms in your life who stand by you, who wipe your tears, who makes you believe in who you are, who made you who you are today? If yes, give them a reaction of applause right now. And if you are or will be one such lucky charm, give me a thumbs up. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. We all need that lucky charm, that somebody in our life that can inspire us and take us to the next level. And I hope my hat is also a lucky charm today, the red one, and I changed it from the earlier one that I had, the black one. So which one do you like better, the black or the red? Which is the more better lucky charm? I think the red one suits me better. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much. Thank you, Tabassum Ali, for that wonderful speech, inspiring speech. That is your District 20 winning speech, I believe. Thank you for coming and honoring us, and thank you for delivering that speech for us. We will be, of course, doing an evaluation of that speech much later in the program so that you can take it to the next level. We will have a very quick break because we are running a little short on time. We were supposed to start table topics at this time, but we will shorten the table topics a bit. Thank you very much. We will break for 3 minutes. For your bio break, 3 minutes. Madam Timer, can I have 3 minutes on the clock?
9:43. 10:43.
Yeah, Madam Timer will be timing us and letting us know.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
In the meantime, if there is anybody that is willing to volunteer for table topics, kindly present yourself. You can just private message me, please.
Yes, welcome back from your break. And let us continue with our timelines as I hand the virtual floor back to our Toastmaster of the evening, morning, and afternoon, Brahm.
Thank you very much. This next individual I'm going to introduce to you, I've known her for a little while. I met her at the ABC Club Toastmasters in South Africa or Namibia, I believe, last year. And I was speaking there, and I believe she did an evaluation for my speech. And so when this year came and we wanted to create Leadership Speak, she was one of the first few members that I spoke to, and I said to her, you know, if she could join. And then I even offered her the Sergeant at Arms role at that time for the previous year, which she actually took even way before the club was formed. And so she's one of our charter members, Nikita Winkler. She lives in Spain. She was born in Namibia, but lives in Spain right now. She's going to be our table topic master, Nikita Winkler. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I was not prepared for this moment, but I sure am now well prepared. And I, unfortunately, only have one volunteer. Come on, leaders. So I'm going to give you a few more seconds to raise your hand for a table topic. This is a great opportunity to just speak, have fun. All right. Okay, good. I have 2 to go for now. Let's see. So our first table topic will go to Dinesh. And in alignment with the theme today, leaders understand their timelines. Your question is, are you a starter or are you a finisher? Take it away.
Madam Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guest. I am a starter and I have a work in progress to be a finisher. And I'll give you a story because I'm a storyteller. Many years back, I used to start 1, 2, 3 projects at the same time and would go on and be 70% or 80% and then move on to the 4th project or the 5th project. And the remaining 20% will then come back and bite me in the end, in the future. So one of my mentors then sat down with me and says, what's your problem? I said, no problem. And he says, but I see there's a pattern, there's a trend that you have it. You're always doing 70% or 80%. You're not finishing all your work. And keep in mind, a job half done is not done. Better do 1 project or 2 projects rather than putting yourself involved into 4 or 5 projects and not finishing everything. So it's still a work in progress for me. I'm still learning. I still put my hand to too many things, but I now pick my battles. I pick my projects carefully, and wherever I can say no, I say no to it too. I'm learning to be a finisher. Back to you, Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you very much. Dinesh, you reminded me of all the books I used to read and never finished. And now I've made a decision that I'm not buying another book until I finish the one that I'm reading. I do have my 5, so I only have 4 more questions prepared. I have my 4 volunteers. So for all those of that volunteer, I got your message. Thank you very much. I will call on Ray to do the next table topic. Your question is, are you a goal setter or a whatever will be person?
Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Leadership Speak members and guests. The question is, am I a goal setter? Or am I, here I am. I already forgot the question in one ear out the other. Can you repeat the question, please, Akita?
Yes, definitely. Are you a goal setter or are you the kind of person that says whatever will be, will be?
Que sera, sera. I don't know. What day is it of the week? Well, no matter. There are days where I do want to set the goals, where I just sit back at my desk in front of the computer thinking, what steps do I want to accomplish on this goal? But then on another day, sometimes I feel like I'm drinking from a fire hose, and I just have to accept whatever will be, will be. No matter what type of day appears, whether it's a goal-setting day or whatever will be day, it's important that I start off on a positive foot. Because for me, if I do not set off on a positive foot, I have trouble trying to focus on where to go, what to do, and how to get there from here. As long as I have my cup of coffee in my hand, maybe 2, maybe 3, what will be, I am ready to take on whatever comes my way. That means, if it means I need to set some goals, then I'll make sure my goals are more than just, I will limit myself to 2 cups of coffee. I want to be sure that I can challenge myself, or else the whatever will be's will take over. And I don't like the idea of something else taking control of my destination, of what I would like to do. But it's life. It happens. And with that, I will turn it back over to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Sometimes we lead and sometimes we flow. Our next table topic goes to Heshma. Are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, great. Your question is, do you live your life around days of the week? Enjoy.
Do you live your life? Pardon me, I didn't get you.
Do you live your life around the days of the week?
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikita, for this topic. I would like to say that I live my life every moment. I believe that, see, Monday to Sunday is always there, but how can one make it special? Maybe you could meet a friend, or maybe because, see, Monday is a day where office starts. So if you start living the days by the weeks, it would be very difficult, right? So I would like to relate some of few incidents in my life where, you know, I was like, okay, Monday is a day where we go to office, or we have to start with a very hectic schedule on every Mondays. So what I do, I try to make it fun. For Mondays, I make sure that, you know, some fun activity might be there at after I finish my office work, and, you know, so that I can engage myself for new learnings and new occasions to take place every day of the week. So let it be Monday, Tuesday, or Saturday, Sunday. I would make sure that as a person, as an individual, I have something interesting, a new flavor in my life, so that I can take myself to the next level and enjoy every moment in my life. So it's a message, small message to all of you all, whether it's Monday, Tuesday, or Saturday, Sunday, enjoy every moment, because this is the moment which passes by and it never returns again. So yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you so much, and over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Heshma. You gave me an insight. And that insight is that we, on a timeline, there are many moments, not just start and finish. Our next question goes to Andrew. Andrew, the question is, if not now, then when?
If not now, then when? Well, for me, it has to be straight away. I'm one of these immediate people. I like things to happen right away now. Yes, I like to do my planning, but I like the thing to happen now. I don't want to wait around if I've got a project. I hate to wait around. I like to get on with everything really, really fast. Now, that poses a difficulty sometimes because I think we do need occasionally just to pause and reflect before we plunge ourselves into the pool of our next experience and our next project. You've got a great project coming up in this club soon with the Leadership Summit. That's fantastic. And I'm sure you're planning. I know that Brahm is planning away, as are all the team. Yes, but I can't wait for the day when we all get together and we plunge into that project. So if not now, when? Well, I know when. It's going to be July 23rd. My only problem is, will I manage to sit here in the United Kingdom waiting all that time for the project to happen? Because I'm getting pretty excited about it right now, Topics Master. I can't wait for it to happen. So if not now, when? Well, let's bring it as soon as we possibly can. Topics Master.
Yay! Pause, reflect, and register straight away if you have not done so already. Also share straight away, please, because we're all excited for this huge, impactful summit to take place. Probably our last question. I might sneak in another one, depends on my mood and how prepared I am with the last question. But this one goes to Ram. And Sergeant at Arms, also just change the spotlight, please. Ram, your question is, are you usually late, early, or right on time? Sergeant at Arms, can you please spotlight Ram and take it away?
Madam Table Topic Master, am I early? Am I on time? Am I late? Latecomers, no good. On time, you're forcing others to do so many other things to move around. But coming early, your presence, etc., that has been my motto. This morning, coming to this Toastmasters meeting, I was prepared, ready, 10 minutes before to start the meeting. And that is a thing that we all need to do, to be here early so that the organizers can be really, really prepared and be helped. Sometimes, though, in my younger days, when I went to Hawaii, it rained very, very heavily. And the rain was so bad that I got delayed going to the plane to Burke. And the lady, the English lady, said, "You are late. You are late," inferring that I was late because the rain stopped me from going over there. But I try not to do that. I try to be early, always be early, and be on the move, ready as well. And your heart is not beating. You're going to be prepared. With that, back to you, Madam Table Topic Master, and the guest today.
Early is on time, and on time is late. I say that, but I don't necessarily apply it, because to me, I choose when I apply it. Because I'm an African, sometimes I flow with the times. All right, I have one question, and this one is just because I'm really interested to know that not everyone's week starts on a Monday. We all have very different schedules, jobs, way of living. And I had Tabassum volunteer to do the first table topic? So I'm giving this one to her. This is the last table topic, and your question is, what day of the week does your week actually start? And what habits start your week?
For me, I feel every day is a fun day, be it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or the ending of the week. Because right now, I'm a housewife. So I don't have to rush anywhere. But yes, I get up for the kids. What I feel is whenever you get up in the morning, it is you who decide how your day is going to be. So you look in the mirror, smile at yourself, and say how your day will be. And trust me, the day will flow in that manner because you have already made your mindset that my day is going to be fabulous. So it doesn't matter what day of the week it is in your hand to make it great. 2 days back, I woke up and I realized that, okay, I did not qualify the region quarterfinals. But that day itself, I said that my day is going to be fine. So the very next thought was, thank God, I don't have to slog myself preparing for 2 speeches like Percy. The next 2 months will be relaxing for me because I have moved into a new city. So there is so many things to look forward to. So I would say that even if it's Monday, just say we are just 5 days away from the weekend and have a great time. So basically, the day is your day. Back to you.
Thank you, Lady Tabassum. Days of the week. So it makes me think of the timeline, and the timeline has the word line in it. But your response says, you don't have necessarily, every day is a day. It makes that line a circle. Every day is a day. Start your day with positive habits every day. Thank you very much. That is it from me, Nikita. Checking out. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much. I always wanted to be a pirate. How do I look? Do I look like a pirate? Could I make it?
Fantastic.
All right. I just need a galleon to go and raid the other British Navy ships in the Caribbean. And a bottle of rum, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know our timelines and we are running a little late on the timeline, so we'd better start catching up and without being the pirates, of course. Joelis, what is the time for the table topics?
We have Dinesh used 1 minute 43 seconds. Grammar used 2 minutes 11 seconds. Hershma 1 minute 31 seconds. Andrew 1 minute 16 seconds. Ram 1 minute 31 seconds. And Tabassum 1 minute 22 seconds.
Thank you very much. Marianna, if you could launch the poll. And while you're launching the poll, we will move to the general evaluator. So while you're doing the polls and voting for somebody, I would like to pass it on to Mary Lou Hassan, who is our general evaluator and a great member of the club. She's been with us since about, I think, March of this year. Over to you, Mary Lou Hassan.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and very welcome guests. It was a great meeting as usual, a great way to spend a Saturday morning. And for us in Canada, it's a long weekend. Anyway, today's meeting seems to have been a meeting of hats between our Toastmaster and one of our very eloquent speakers. For our evaluations, let's talk about our first evaluator. Are we almost finished our poll? So for our first speaker, we had Ram, who is going to be our evaluator for Peggy. Ram?
Madam,
It is actually going to be Tony for Marianna Burke first.
Oh, first,
Yes,
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 okay,
yes,
I'm
that's
sorry.
right,
Thank you
Tony.
very much. I have them in the wrong order here. So Tony, could you do Mariana's speech evaluation, please? Thank you.
Yes, thank you, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, and especially Marianna. Marianna, your speech was obviously well organized. You planned ahead. It was based on presentation mastery level 3. And I guess presentation wise, you're using hats, and with hats, you had different topics. The 3 topics were related, but each one was also separate. For example, you had the white hat, you talked about your personal project you were doing, but you decided not to do your PowerPoint. You had a red hat talking about the Global Leadership Impact Summit. And then a third hat, which was gray, you talked about the new mentoring speech meetings you're going to have on Monday. All relevant to us. So that's another key point. So it was well prepared, it was well structured. Your presentation, besides the hats, your vocal variety was even paced. Every word was clear. You had good eye contact. Your gestures with one hand was good, but I did not see the other hand. So I'm not sure that's important. Maybe one hand is enough. I'm just giving you my personal opinion. I have a couple of suggestions to make. I did not know what I did not know what your intention was before you gave the speech. So I had to figure it out along the way. And maybe that's okay, because a lot of people to start talking, we got to figure it out. The other thing too might be a bit prickly. It's maybe something to do with me only, but I would like to have had evaluation sheets in advance. And then I went on TI's website and it's shut down today. So I don't have your evaluation sheets. I like to prepare in advance, provide you with better service. Now, when I've given speeches, I've sent my stuff in advance to my evaluators. So maybe it's just me. That's just my opinion. I think that would be better. What I really liked though, Marianna, was you made a decision to not do something. You decided not to present your PowerPoint because you were not ready. Good decision. That's a decision based on quality. So congratulations for making the right decision. Overall, and one other little thing, you did not summarize at the end. You did not talk about your hats, the 3 different things. You gave us an inspirational ending, but you did not summarize the content of your speech. So in summary, well structured, well presented. I might listen to 1 or 2 of my ideas. It could make it better, hopefully not worse. But once again, a fine presentation. Thank you, Marianna.
Thank you very much, Tony. That was a very well put together evaluation for Marianna. I personally liked the way that you commented about the things that she really did really well, which was not doing the presentation. Calling that out was, I think, something that all of us can learn for, because all of us tend to try to do everything. And sometimes it's a good thing not to do something. So good call out for something that we can all learn from. So not only Marianna, but the entire group can learn from. So thank you very much for your presentation, your evaluation. Our next evaluator is Ram. Ram, thank you very much for stepping up to do Peggy's evaluation. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, as well as those that are visiting for the first time. A great speech, a speech that was prepared, well rehearsed, and today we heard the finished product. The engaging humor speech, in other words, a path. It's the newest in the series of all in Toastmasters. The others were there before, and I'm sure there'll be more added then. But the thing is that one of the more challenging, I find, paths is engaging humor. And very, very few people can do justice. to the sense of know your sense of humor project within that path. And my justification for being so good at doing that speech was your clear tonal voice projection were very good. The other thing that I liked about is a Chinese proverb said, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And your humor was depicted in a lot of different pictures about your cat. Those great eyes, deadly, wow, very good, excellent. And you brought out the connectivity with the people saying who owns a cat, who has a cat. I know personally I have a cat. I had a cat, and it was my baby. And when I lost her, there was emotions at 18 years old. And I can relate to the story, which was great. How do I improve upon this? Here are some suggestions, areas of improvement, and it'll be up to you whether you see value in them and whether you will implement in your future speeches. That'll be all up to you. Keep in mind, words have powerful connotations. Choose your words carefully in your speech. And what are those things? For instance, speeches can be broken down into chewable chunks. The speech could have been broken down into 2, could have been 3, and you could stop at a certain point and saying, now you move on to speech number 2, or the second portion of it, or the third portion of it, so that you are re-injecting the energy that is coming about rather than stagnated by people just staring at it. So that is one of the things. Your smile needs to work a little bit more. I think, as we said, the 3 Ps, the pauses. Remember when writing a book, it goes in a chapter. Pauses are there. There's a pitch. The cat's pitch. The cat cries out and meow, all that. If that could be brought out, and the pace as well. Paces matter one to the other. But overall, that is my justification of your speech, Peggy. Well done. And I look forward to some more of those challenging humors, engaging humor paths. It's going to be challenging for you, I know, because I'm doing that path as well. And all the best to you. And I look forward to your next speech. Back to you, Madam G.
Thank you very much, Ram. And I personally would like to say thank you very much for stepping up at the last minute to do this evaluation. That was greatly appreciated. I know it was a little bit of a challenge, but you nailed it. Your speech was good. Your evaluation was excellent. I loved the fact that you told Peggy when you made your recommendations. I'm giving you my suggestions. What you take from it is up to you. So you gave her the right to accept what works for her and what doesn't work for her. I thought what you actually proposed going forward was good points. In other words, break it down, make it more, chunk it out so that it is easier to absorb for the audience instead of just one long speech. The use of words, again, very powerful. How we express something is something that resonates with people as, do I hear the message or I don't hear the message? So again, thank you very much, Ram. That was an amazing evaluation. Our third evaluator for today is Furry. Furry is the evaluator for Vinod's speech. Furry?
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Vinod, thank you so much for your speech, and thank you for allowing me to give you some feedback on it. As a trainer, one of the things we have to realize is that that audience is in all different places. Some of them are with you, some of them are kind of with you, and some of them are thinking about lunch. And so you want to make sure that we can hit them at several different points in our speech and in several different ways, so that when they don't get it the first time, they'll get it maybe one of the other times you have it. To do that, have a good story, which you did. A terrific story, powerful story, clear, clean, wonderful. The message was well received. I polled our club. I polled the members here tonight, asked them what was the message. And what they gave me was just about spot on what you wanted. So I thought you did a really good job. Great job according to what our audience said. The things that you have going for you, Vinod, presence. You have a great sense of presence in front of the camera and probably live as well. You're focused. You know exactly what you want. Every single time you speak, you know exactly what you want and you don't let go. So stick with it. These are great things that you have within you. Run them every single time you give a speech. And lastly, a sense of gravitas. When you say it, it's true. When you say it, it's true. Every time. So take that with you. Things to work on. Characters that you had in your speech, maybe some different voices, a couple of different vocal qualities, a higher one for the boy, a lower one for the priest. I don't know. Play with that. See what you get. I don't think it'll take away from your gravitas. Gestures from the shoulders. You're gesturing from here. I'd like to see you gesture all the way from the shoulders. It's going to give you a greater sense of presence that you already have emotionally. Your vocal resonance needs you to relax. It's tightening up in here. And so it's kind of pinched just a little bit. Breathe, Vinod. Relax. I know you've got a vocal instrument. First thing you do in the morning, yawn and let it go. All right? Irritate everybody in the house and feel your voice. Reiterate your theme. You said it at the beginning and you melded it beautifully. You dovetailed it beautifully into what the people said prior to you. Now come back to it at the end and hammer it home. I'm going to give you a quote from Winston Churchill. If you have an important point to make, don't try to be subtle or clever. Use a pile driver. Hit the point once, then come back and hit it again. Then hit it a third time, a tremendous whack. I need you to make sure that you use your pile driver, sir. You have the subtlety. You have the presence. Now, bang it home again and make sure they get the point. Because when you're a trainer, you got to come back because some people are thinking about breakfast or lunch or dinner. Thank you very much, Vinod. You're going to be awesome. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Furry. As usual, an amazing, amazing summation of an entire thing. Yes, Vinod, exactly. You're going to be a trainer, and in Furry's evaluation, he gave you example after example of things that you need to sort of play with. And that's true. All of us find some of this stuff a little bit uncomfortable because that's not our normal form. So first he says, try it and try it again and try it a third time and go for it. So quite honestly, Percy, amazing demonstration of the points you're trying to exemplify for all of us, and great evaluation overall. Thank you very much. So I'd like to move on to Nikita. Nikita was our table topics speech master for today. Again, someone who has stepped up to the plate at the last minute.
Madam G.
Yes.
Before you do that, you have to ask for the timer's report and according to the agenda.
The timer's report. Don't we do that last? Oh, for the evaluators. I'm sorry. Yes, I forget which club I'm in. Sorry, I apologize. Yes.
No worries.
Tony used 3 minutes for his evaluation. Ram used 3 minutes and 34 seconds. And Furry used 3 minutes and 24 seconds. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Madam Timer. Let's just go back here to my schedule and agenda. And we're just doing the best effort for the evaluator. Is that submitted? And the winner of the evaluator is Percy. Thank you very much. Moving on. Now I'm going to ask Brahm a question here. Santosh, do we want an evaluation of this speech from Tabassum?
Yes, we had arranged it that way. There is that Santosh is a district winner, international speech winner, and a third runner-up in evaluation. And he especially come here to evaluate Tabassum.
Okay, wonderful. So could I then ask Santosh to give us his evaluation for Tabassum's speech? Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Mary. So hi, everyone. And especially to my target speaker, Tabassum, that was a great speech. No, we all think that we all need a lucky charm. And today, as a speaker, you have shown me that lucky charm is not just in a jersey or not just something that we wear, but lucky charm is the people around us. They are the people around us that push us, that motivate us to do something. And that is what lucky charm is. Thank you for giving me that message today. Now, since you spoke about lucky charm, I thought I'll divide my evaluation by using an acronym, CHARM. Now, what is that? Now, I absolutely loved the way in which you closed the circle in your speech. You opened with questions, the thumbs up, the applause, and then you closed with the reactions. So that way, the way you closed it, they say that the opening and the closing are like two sides of the mirror. And then you made me see through that mirror towards the end of your speech. And then the H stands for humor. You had a lot of humor, not those places where you have mentioned me, but those places where you said, I was the exact opposite. That was where I was able to get some quick humor when you paused for it. And then A for anticipation, because right from the start towards the end, probably when I saw the yellow card, I was thinking the lucky charm is that black and white t-shirt that you're wearing, but only towards the end that I could realize a moment of revelation, a moment of realization that lucky charm are the people around us. That anticipation was something that kept me hooked to your speech throughout. Now, any speech can be taken to the next level. Now, if you want to find the lucky charm for your speech, I have two important suggestions for you. And they are, number one, R. R stands for recall. Tabassum, you had a beautiful catchphrase, the lucky charm. I wish if you could repeat that and hammer that repeatedly throughout your speech and kind of recall that phrase a couple of times or 3 times throughout your speech so that to create that resonating effect. And finally, I also feel that you could have given more examples, not just about speaking, but somewhere when you go for shopping or somewhere when you go to any other thing, when you go to accomplish any other things in your career or with your kids or whatnot. Overall, this has been a great speech. I would say I have been a lucky charm today to listen to your speech. And to summarize, this was a great speech by having to close the circle, C, by using humor, H, by having and creating anticipation, A, you excelled in your speech. And if you can add some recall, which is R, and also give more examples, you will be the world champion of public speaking very soon. I wish you all the best, and over to the general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Santosh, for this special evaluation today. So I'm just going to leave it at that. You summarized everything as the special speech that Tabassum gave us, and you actually gave her very good points at your wrap up, saying, you know, look at these 3 points and trying to add to it at the end. Overall, you looked at it from the beginning of her speech. You asked her to add sort of personal stuff in there, and away we went. So thank you very much. Right now, I'm going to ask our grammarian, Ray, to give us his report.
Thank you very much, Mary Lou. First, the word of the day, prepare. I thought that we were going to use this word a lot more during the meeting, and we started off using the word. I used it, Brahm used it, and then what happened? I guess we weren't prepared to use it as often as I hoped, but Tony snuck it in during his evaluation. Congratulations, Tony. I caught that. What I didn't catch was some of the improper grammatical uses. I guess because we're such an advanced club that our grammar is good? Or is it because I am not quite the English speaker that I hope to be? Well, that's something that I can prepare to improve another time. But I did catch a lot of quotes used by some of our speakers today, a lot of good ones. Marianna, I love the word glitch, very good, and the way that you summarize leadership as an engagement. Peggy, living daylights, awesome. Brahm, I like to catch sometimes the mispronunciations of the English language. It's not intentional, but it reminds me a lot of how my mom tried to speak English, but she always seems to find a way to misalign the language. It's like, you are light instead of late, you know. But I also like the word eschewable. Very good use. Nikita, I love your comments after each table topic comment. That was great. And Furry, gravitas. Oh, we have to have that as a word of the day at a future meeting. Gravitas. That's a very good usage. And as for some of the odd counters, we're very good at some of not using the filler words. I did catch a few ums from Brahm, Marianna, and Mary Lou. Well from Brahm, and then from Mary Lou, but that was it. That's my grammarian report. Back over to you.
Thank you, Ray. I'd like to say thank you very much to Dinesh for doing our toast today. Very good in keeping the toast aligned to the theme of the meeting. Nikita, thank you very much for stepping up as Table Topics Master today. You did a fantastic job, and also to the 6 volunteers that helped you to make this possible. Overall, SAA, great job on your first go round. You've been working at the spotlighting. I know exactly how difficult it is, but hey, good job. Overall, Toastmaster of the day, Mr. Brahm, good job. A couple of things we just needed. I know Furry pointed out to us that we missed an evaluator. So yeah, we need to make sure that our roles are filled before we actually get started at the meeting. Great job of the hats. The only other thing I would recommend for the overall meeting was that we make sure that we all feel that, because I personally, I saw the agenda, but I wasn't certain where the third speaker and the final speaker came in. And the other thing that a lot of the evaluators mentioned is making sure that the evaluator forms are available to the evaluators before we start. So that's the only thing that I would add to the overall view of the meeting. So back to you, Mr. Table Topics, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is ticking. Can you hear it? Yes, the time is ticking. Our timelines are happening. We have a new mentor program going to start very soon. It's been a great meeting. It's been great to have you all here. Now we have a surprise, as I said at the beginning. We have another evaluator for Tabassum Ali. And the reason being this, Andrew Bennett is going to lead an evaluation panel at the Global Leadership Impact Summit. That's why he spoke so eloquently in table topics about the Global Leadership Impact Summit. And he's going to lead the evaluation panel in that segment there. And so he's going to show some of his knowledge and practice and being with us here in our group. So he's going to do an extra evaluation for Tabassum Ali. I know we are running a little late. It's exactly 11:30. So here's what we will do. The promise to the guests is that you can leave at 11:30. So this meeting is adjourned for the guests and people who would like to leave. There's an executive meeting immediately after this. If you wish to stay, that'll be great, because I'd like to speak to the guests as well briefly. But Andrew, this is all yours for the next 3 minutes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Brahm. Are you option number 1 or option number 2? Leaders Speak Toastmasters and very welcome guests today. Who has the biggest wardrobe? Tabassum comes to us with a speech that displays a captivating on-screen presence. She makes splendid use of her dialogue as she tells us all about the t-shirt. And she has particularly a fine use of the stage space. It was a delight for me to watch a speaker on the screen who was not simply stuck in one place, but who was using left and right. And those moments were reflecting the story that she was telling clearly. We had a special word in the meeting today, and that special word was prepare. And that's why my first recommendation goes around the idea of preparation. What do we do before we come to the speaking space? I would very much like for Tabassum to take a moment, do some deep breathing and maybe some humming, because I would like her to find the lower qualities in her voice. We had a lot of excitement and energy going on today. It was wonderful, but I found that in the opening section, particularly of the speech, we were very high in pitch all the time. And I would like to feel that she has more body and depth in the tone of voice. Can we find a way together of encouraging all that excitement, but at the same time, use the whole of the voice and not simply the higher pitches? Maybe if this has been recorded today, she'll be able to listen back. I like speeches to be recorded in a meeting. She'll be able to listen back and see what I'm pointing to, and maybe just practice some gentle humming downwards and touch those lower notes in the voice for us. Pacing is crucial in any speech, and with a speech where there's great energy, we need to be very careful when we're up against the timer that we don't speed up, because the combination of high pitch and speeding up the pace all the time makes it difficult for our audience to drink in the words. And we do want to drink in Tabassum's words. It's a great story. She's a top-class speaker. I would encourage her to make use of pauses. There are different sorts of pauses. They're not just there to counteract against the filler words. You know, we have the suspensory pause where we hold for a moment. We have all sorts of pauses, the dramatic pause when we're talking about the contest or just before it. Let's use some pauses within this speaking to develop further the speech. And my last recommendation was simply when we get to that winning moment, this is my winning t-shirt, embody it. I was the winner. Fill up the whole stage screen and use the voice. It was good, but it could go one stage further without becoming silly. We're frightened sometimes to launch ourselves totally into things. Just enjoy and triumph that winning moment. So we have the preparation for vocal depth, we have the pace practice, and just embodying that triumphant moment for us. How wise to limit feedback just before a contest. It can be difficult and we do need time to sift it. Here we have Tabassum. She's a worthy winner of any contest, and I wish her lots of joy and lots of contest participation in the future. Toastmaster.
Well, Tabassum Ali, I hope you enjoyed double evaluations from two champions. Andrew is a champion evaluator in his District 91 as well. Thank you very much, Andrew, for coming here today and gracing our stage. And we will see you, of course, at the Global Leadership Impact Summit, July the 23rd, in your evaluation panel. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing panel and workshop at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, we've already, of course, adjourned the meeting, so that's great. But I've turned into a cat all of a sudden. I don't know why, Peggy. I mean, what's this cat for? So there's all sorts of different tricks you can do with Zoom these days, if you go the latest version, of course. Now, I'd like to turn this to our guests, and then we will do our executive meeting. So please, executive officers, don't leave. And of course, all the members of Leadership Speak are welcome to remain and be part of the executive team meeting, because you are part of who voted us in. So you need to know what we are doing, right? And so please be here if you wish to. With that, let's see our guests here and see who we have here. Yes, Peter Wang from Smedley's Chapter 1 Advanced Toastmasters Club. Peter. You're muted, Peter.
Yeah, hello, Brahm and everybody. I'm Peter Wang, the chapter president of the Smedley Chapter 1. I'm so happy to be here with you. Well, it is an excellent meeting again, Brahm. And I'm so happy to be in your meeting today in the same timeline. But I have a confession to make. I am slow. That is my lifestyle. Despacito, pasito, pasito. Hey, Fonzie. Okay. So, yeah, I'm a leader of the Toastmaster for many years. I know that nobody is perfect. Of course, I'm not perfect. I'm not fast. I'm not as fast as our evaluator, also my club member here. Furry is pretty fast speaker, as you can see. And he had hit it once, he had hit it twice, and he had hit it three times by the words of Winchester churches. But I'm slow. However, I know my shortcoming. I know how to find my energy. I find the energy for my company, for my career, and also for my Toastmaster too. My club started in late June last year by 20, but we grew up so quickly to 45 now. I'm not the good one. I am not the good one. Okay, I'm not. I do not deserve for the compliment. But my members, my 20 starters are just the great, including our newcomers, including Brahm, Memone as well. They are just fantastic. They are just great members I have found for my club. And as a businessman, I always wanted to find the energy, where you find your energy to grow your business. And same thing for the Toastmasters. Einstein says the energy equals to the MC square, right? Energy. And we find the energy so that we can travel fast in the speed of light. So, my dear friends and leaders in everywhere, and leaders in the Toastmasters, my only thing that I want to say today is that to find your energy from yourself, and to find the energy from your colleague, that is the best way to grow your business. And that is also the best way to grow your Toastmaster career. Thank you, Brahm.
Thank you. If you don't know, Peter Wang is a master at public relations and master drawing members into his club. As you heard, 45 members, and he wants to make it to 60 members at the end of June coming year. This
you
year.
bet.
Absolutely. And you will do it. I know you are a master at what you do. I will now turn to our other guests, our actually invited guests, Tabassum Ali, for any comments that you may have about what you saw, what you heard, what you felt, Anything that you want to, and don't praise us if you don't want to praise us, of course. We are big boys and girls.
No, definitely. All of you are a great part of my journey, and our journey starts by building our own self-confidence. And the fact that, in our routine life, we come across people who are good, who are bad, who are ugly, I must say. But once we come and connect with our Toastmasters, especially around the globe, you feel one with them. And this is the best way of shooting up your self-confidence. So I would say this club has been amazing. And the way you are receiving all the guests really makes this whole world one world, I would say. So I'd say a great reception. And for me, it was, as I have always been told by Andrew and many others, this is one thing from the past 6 years that pauses. I speak like a speed running train. So that is one thing which everyone tells me, that, work on your pauses. So I always worry that when I connect with the audience from the West, can they understand me properly? So when I connect with you and when my speech is well received, I feel more confident about myself. So thank you so much. And yes, looking forward to connecting with all of you. And one day, inshallah, reaching the world stage like Furry. Back to you.
Definitely. Keep going, be consistent, and get your start and finishing lines in the mastery path, and you will get that. There's nothing that can stop you. And I will say the same thing to Santosh. And Santosh, any comments that you may have?
Hi, first of all, thank you so much for having me here. I would say that this has been a great meeting, because I have in the past attended a lot of international meetings, and this club has a very different thing, because I guess you guys managed to get people from across the world, covering all the 7 continents probably, right? So I think that is one good thing that I've seen. And the way the meeting room was opened way before the start time, but that was almost half an hour before the actual start of the meeting, and that gave us some opportunity to network. And of course, this platform right now, post meeting networking, is something that I'm also loving it. The thing that is going on in the chat box was booming towards the meeting. This is a great meeting, I would say, and the quality you got, as I said, people from various places, and then the quality increases when you do that. So thank you so much. And to Brahm, thank you. Looking forward to visiting once again.
Thank you, Santosh. I will ask our education vice president of education, did you announce the winners for the speakers and table topics by any chance?
Yes, I shared the poll. I hope everyone saw it.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, and so we know who the speakers, evaluators, the winners were. We will send them out the certificates, of course.
Perilu announced it.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's just that because I had a technical problem, I couldn't see anything on the screen, no polls, nothing, and so on. Today's one of those days. So
yes, technology.
every which way we could, we had technical problems, but despite that, we've survived, and here we are. Andrew Peter Bennett, my friend from London.
Hello.
How did you find this meeting? Anything for us to improve on?
I really enjoyed the meeting. I think you've got a great group of Toastmasters. You're on the way to something very exciting as a club. And it was just a pleasure to come and join you today. I had one thought in the back of my mind, which is, we in this part of the world, we tend to have an evaluator for our table topics as well, so that the table topic speakers actually get some feedback in the meeting. Now, you've got a very packed agenda. You may not have time to do that. You might not pick up that option, but I wondered whether you might have a table topics evaluator in your session. And it's a great listening role. If somebody has to evaluate 3-4 topics, it's quite a thing to get done within a 3-minute slot. And of course, great deal of listening and watching going on. So that might be an idea for you. However, wonderful meeting. And I've been so pleased to see you all, and I hope to see you all at the summit.
Thank you, Andrew. Our guest, Heshma Daryanani, if I'm pronouncing that right, Daryanani. Heshma,
Yes, yes, that was perfect. It
Oh,
was
great.
perfect for
Awesome.
once. Someone pronounced my entire name correctly. And thank you so much for this opportunity. Actually, I got this invite from distinguished Toastmaster Santosh. He is my very good friend. So I just saw his status and I thought, I heard that he's evaluating. So a district champion from our district. So I'm all the way coming from Pune, India. It was an amazing meeting. Actually, really enjoyed it and looking forward to attend more meetings. Thank you
Wonderful.
so much.
Thank you. Let's see now, who else do we have here? We have, of course, our perennial, wonderful, my best friend, Ram Lakhanpal, all the way from Markham, which is like maybe 20 kilometers from me, not that far.
Brahm, is always a pleasure in coming to the meeting here, well prepared. Everything is well prepared. There are ups and downs. Sometimes it happens, a little slippage here and there. But nevertheless, it's part of the growing process. After all, this meeting, or this club rather, is relatively new. If we don't grow, then what is there? What is left? Nothing. We must continue to grow each and every week and to better ourselves and to learn from the little slippages that we do. But there's nothing that a Toastmaster is not prepared for. He or she is always prepared to take over any role or anything that you need to do. But it's been a new page today as well. In inviting some evaluators from outside, it injected newer ideas into it. It's not a boring same old. Rather, something fresh, a new leaf that's there. Because next week when I come, I know that it'll be something different. What is there to learn from? What can I put back as well? Not only take away, but you put back. And otherwise, the bank is going to dry up. This is the way I see it. And it's wonderful. Great. And one more thing. Brahm and Ram names get interchanged quite a bit. One is Brahm and one is Ram. But it's difficult. It's challenging every day. And I know Peter is laughing there. Peter's wondering who is who. Sometimes I wonder if is it Brahm or is it Ram. Anyways, back to you,
Thank you.
Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Ram. Thank you very much. We also have the immediate past club growth director from District 60, Angela Ho, who's here with us today. Angela, are you still with us? Oh, there you go.
Yes,
Angela,
yes, I am.
so good to see you.
Yes, it's nice to see you.
Any
yes, it
comments
was
or
a
feedback
great
for us?
meeting. I came a bit late, but for Canada's Day's long weekend, it's amazing that you were able to get so many people today, and it was nice to see all these quality speeches and evaluations. It was a pleasure to be here and just to hear top-notch speakers. So, thank you for the invite.
Welcome. Thank you. Now, the reason why we meet every Saturday, doesn't matter what holiday it is because we've got a global membership. And maybe a holiday in Canada, but it's not a holiday on other parts of the world. So we keep going. In fact, in some other clubs that I've been, this is a brand new club, but other clubs as well. On Christmas Day, we have had meetings because it may be Christmas here, but it's not Christmas elsewhere. And I grew up in a place where I didn't know what Christmas was until I came to the West. So to me, it's just like any normal day for Christmas. So I go to a meeting instead. Now, let's see if we have any more guests here. Peter Ledsman. Peter.
Thank you. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to smile. And by the way, thank you for letting me attend without even having an invitation for several times. I find it pleasurable to attend the meeting. But I wanted to wish everybody a good wishes on Canada Day from the US. And those of you who may remember, I'm not sure if anybody remembers, but it was Dominion Day when I was growing up some time ago, and whether you call it Dominion Day or Canada Day, good wishes. The meetings seem to me are getting better and better. I don't know what you've been drinking, Brahm, but whatever it is, keep on going, because you're improving as, or the meetings are improving as they go along, at least in my opinion. And as with every meeting, I always have an opportunity to to take an item or two from your club to bring back to my clubs here in the States. So thank you for letting me join without an invitation, and thank you for letting me pick up some of your good habits. Thank you.
Peter, we will ask you to be a member, but you can keep visiting us. But if you be a member, then you'll actually get to participate. And it's leadership is about participating. It's in participation that you really learn. That's where, leadership is about being experiential. It's not about watching. It's like you watch somebody to swim, but you never learn how to swim until you jump in the water. So if you jump in Leadership Speak, you'll really get what we are about. That's an invitation.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Last but not least, Yvonne Codrington. Are you there, Yvonne?
Yes, I am here.
Oh, so wonderful to have you.
Right. You're welcome.
No other comments, Yvonne? Then we will move on.
No, I enjoy every time, I come to your meeting. There's always something to learn. And I was quite satisfied with what we got today.
You're
and
welcome.
I will continue to come once I have the opportunity to do so.
You're welcome.
Once you don't throw me out. Once you don't throw me out of your meetings.
The invitation is the same as I had the invitation for Peter,
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
It was
you.
nice being here.
Thank
and
you.
as usually, I told you that I like the in-depth evaluation.
Welcome.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, Vaughn.
Yes,
Brahm,
Peter, yeah.
a quick question. Can I pay in US dollars or do I have to pay in Canadian dollars?
You can pay in US dollars and you can transfer it via PayPal. We take US dollars. We prefer US dollars. Petrodollars, right? Let's not get political here. We do take US dollars. And if you wish, Dinesh will get in touch with you, our Vice President of Membership, or Hannah, who is on the committee as well. And she's right here. She's actually taking notes. She'll be in touch with you right away. And actually, when she hears things like that. With that, ladies and gentlemen, this meeting is complete even for the guests. And so I will ask the guests if you will excuse us because we have our club executive meeting. Of course, the club members, please do stay and be part of the executive meeting. But for our guests, we wish them well. Happy Canada Day. We'll see you. Happy Canada weekend, actually. And we will see you next week. Thank you so much for being here with us. Heshma, thank you for that heart and love.
Most welcome. See ya. Bye.